We are live on ShaggyTV for a little Southern Racing Association Super Late Models here at the Knoxville Raceway, and none other than, of course, Knoxville, Iowa, where we just saw Ryan Timms last night. The hometowner, man. Lead all 50 to bring it home. That's a cool deal for Ryan Timms. He isn't watching this, but I had an official race with Ryan Timms last Wednesday, the day before he went out and ran the 360 Nationals. And I don't think, no, Gavin Chatham doesn't run these super late models, but Gavin Chatham got dumped by him. So he definitely, improved a lot from last week, man. That is great. It was awesome seeing him go to win that thing. But, you know, I got the permission. I did something Friday, did a dirt street stock race where, I was allowed to speak my mind a little bit. Now, I'm not just going to, throw the profanities out with crazy, or like crazy, I should say. But we are going to, change it up a little bit. I'm going to start to expand the dictionary, use some words that maybe I normally wouldn't because, I don't want to upset anyone. But at the end of the day, these things, I'm going to stress every week because I don't want anyone crying, hurt feelings. I do a lot of dumb shit out there. A lot of dumb shit. There may be a couple of you in here that have seen some of the dumb shit that I've done. But, we all make mistakes. And this is just, I'm not going to, shame you for them. Clip what you did. And, tell the whole world about it. But, I'm going to be honest about it. If I think something is fucking stupid, well, I'm going to say that. And, if hurt your feelings, so be it. Because the man who writes the checks gave me permission to do so. As we're sitting here waiting on Group 1 to get ready to go. Got a little bit of time here at the Knoxville Raceway, but we will definitely want to beat up this racetrack a little bit. I would think at minimum two sessions or two sets of heats per session, I would think. And until guys start putting in lap times, I don't have an official count of how many guys, but it's a little over 30 right now, I think. We can actually, let's hop over any of the guys in session 2 even sitting there waiting. Why? It'd be a long time. Dylan Gibbs, one of the guys sitting there. Connor Baker at the end of pit road. No, pretty much just guys here. Heat race number 1. Now, if you did want these are open setups, so no advantage. You can put whatever amount of fuel in you want, I guess. I was going to say, you could sit there, let it burn off a little bit, and try to stretch your stuff, and go out there and be quick on the timing sheet. Which the man up front, the 001, he doesn't need that sort of help. If he wants to go out there and be on the top of the timing sheet, he'll just do it. Turner Knuckles has been quick this season. And he's definitely a guy, you're going to want to keep your eye out on to bring this one home. Ethan Johnson is always a guy to keep your eye on. Ethan got in here a little late, though, group 3 or 4, I think. Which obviously, you should know by now, but if you're a newcomer, you're wondering what the hell, what's he talking about? Well, if you join later, later you're going to go in qualifying. They run the qualifying order in the order you join the session. iRacing will show that. And that's why you see Turner. He was the first guy to, maybe quickest internet, maybe closest to the server room. Who knows? But he's the first guy in here, and you hear that Facebook message in the background. My apologies. We're going to click up my Facebook page and mute that tab. As Turner Knuckles pulls her out on the racetrack, we're going to get a view of these guys. You know, different guys coming out here. We got Turner. We'll have Bowser out here. Brandon Jones, Torrey Boyd, James Murphy, Josh Kunspick, Jared Murphy. We got Bicky. He was in that street stock race Friday night. He got to hear the cursing test run for fun. Look at this thing, man. DP with a beautiful looking 117 this week. I don't think D's has run one of these yet. Twisted Speed set up shop on the side of that thing. They were a big part of that thing Friday night as well. It's Turner setting the pace. Just trying to slide around. Rip up this racetrack, you know, shit it up a little bit. You don't want this thing to be brand new. It's going to be tough to pass. You got to go out here, you know, beat the hell out of it. And that's exactly what Turner's going to do here. He fires off. We're ready to go. You'll see lap times come across, but they're slow down pace laps. We'll start to see real ones coming this time by as Turner crosses the line. And when he does cross the line, let's sit here in turn 2. Kind of see most of these guys going to run the bottom.
Got an update for you here.
Okay, you're hearing an update here from Carden. What's going on?
So we're going to be doing 2 rounds of hot laps tonight for all 4 groups, and then qualifying is going to be as usual: Group 1, then Group 2, then Group 3, then Group 4. So pretty standard, so should keep everyone up to date. Next time I give y'all an update will be whenever we get done with the redraw. So Zach here has all the lineups correct.
All right. Well, hey, Carden, thanks. Appreciate it, man.
Yep, no problem.
So you heard the man. I mean, he hit the nail on the head there. 2 sets. We're going to do 4 groups, so it means we're way up over that 30 mark. 4 groups. We got a full house tonight in Iowa. And you're looking right now at the quick time. Bicky, Tyler Bickford, man, he led a lot Friday night, but just couldn't bring it home. But oh so close. Jared Murphy, P2, as this session comes to a close. And we hop over here and find the boys in Group 2. Let's see who leads the way. Who is that leading the way? Do we got a number? Is that a 48? Nate Wemhoff. Oh, it is Nate Wemhoff. That's a good-looking ride, too. I don't think he's run that. You know, maybe call it magenta. I don't think it's light enough to roll pink. Oh, magenta, white, and black. But, man, those colors pop. Good-looking ride there. For the 48 and Nate Wemhoff, we got Brandon Schatz back here in the Miller Lite 34 machine. You know, they're going to have a good time tonight, rain or shine. Christopher P. Ryan in this Victory 13. It's another one, man. Guys I feel like they're juicing up their paint games, unless, you know, I've just been smoking too much weed before these things. But that 13 of P. Ryan, nice looking ride. Let's find Jason Wilson here in this 97. The Midwest 97 machine. Midwest Sim Sports. Okay, I didn't see Sim Sports under there. There we go. Making a little more sense. I know those boys. Chase Copeland also. He got to go play in that dirt street stock race. He brought home a little bit of money. I think he came home P3 Friday night. Lieutenant Copeland definitely wasn't afraid to use those fenders when he had to, but running street stocks, man, what do you expect? This Brandon Schatz, man, he might have had a cold one, calmed the nerves before, you know, we went out here. Right now, he's the quickest guy in Group 2. Double D right behind him in that 86 machine. That's, of course, Derek Darnell. Double D hoping that this quick time right now can translate into qualifying, because obviously track really going to change. It's going to lose some speed. The drivers, like I say, the top drivers, you know, this isn't a shot at anyone. I'm, as Bicky wrote in the chat, you know, Bicky's a little better than me there, but I'm also what I like to say, one of those hot lap heroes. You know, in fact, in an official race, I got accused of being one. The sprint cars, and, you know, yeah, maybe it's because I'm a little too throttle happy here when this thing starts to shine off. But that's what the good guys want, you know. I mean, the 110 of Copeland, he doesn't want there to be a lot left on this racetrack. Sam Lawson, he's another one who would be better when the track goes away, and that's what you see out of the good guys. You know, they can drive when, you know, you and I can't. And Dylan Gibbs will be another one to keep your eye on here tonight. Wasn't sure if Ricky was going to make it out here. The 102 of Ricky Barfield. You know, there aren't many guys here. I respect the hell out of you, Ricky. I will just dedicate to that 3-digit number. But, you know, that's kind of why I originally went 72. I mean, I drove it as a kid when I was a teenager. But no one ever has the number 72 in anything. And, I mean, you're probably not going to have a lot of 102s either. So, not going to be fighting for number spots here as Carson Ruark rolls around in that pink and purple 05 machine. You got no excuse if you get into the side of that thing. You know, you're just kind of being a jerk. You know what I mean? Because that thing's going to shine. You're going to see it. It's going to be in your face. Dylan Gibbs here was the man who led the guys out of pit road. Should have your first real time here. So let's see what the 33 has as he comes around this time. Dylan Gibbs. B21 for the 6 machine. Remember, 3 plus 3 equals 6. That is how Dylan is rolling this season. I don't always remember until I want to say 33 and look at that damn relative and see that, well, that's not correct. And here's JJ Crow. He's also another one, you know, he got blackjack on that thing. But he's going to be number 26 on your standings as you take a look for JJ Crow. JJ actually, I think, admin Friday night for that street stock race. And like I said, I see so many of you guys all the time, man, that I forget what the hell. You know, I mean, I'm running into different 100, 150 guys a week. So I do a NASCAR league after this 3-man team where they, you know, I've got to watch what I say. That's official business. I can't have fun, let back, and kind of let loose. That's a full show. Every Sunday night, they're almost getting 40 guys as Group 3 comes to a close, and then we'll have, I believe, 5 possible drivers. Yeah, 5 drivers if Chris Hill pulls out on the racetrack here in Group 4. But the guy definitely all eyes will be on all night is this effing hot rod right here, man. Ethan Johnson has been a guy to watch all season. And if he has his way tonight, you know, he's going to add to the purse here. Bring home a little more change. Remember, 30 to win, I believe. And if it's not 30 to win, well, if it's no money to win, I lied to you. And you just got to deal with it. But I'm almost certain we're adding to the someone's piggy bank here tonight. So we'll go ahead and put on best time so you can see as these guys kind of roll across what their top times are. Chris Hill right now, the quickest guy out of this group, or was until Ethan Johnson went P26 as Lucas Ruark. P19 for the 32 machine, a.k.a. 5. He found a lot of speed that nobody else can find right now in this warm-up session. I mean, 2/10 to the good. That's a fucking lifetime out here on the dirt side of things. And there you go. See, Carden did confirm 30 to win. I'm stupid most of the time. But, you know, there is a little bit of time where I know what I'm talking about, and holy cow! Lucas Ruark, he improves even higher. P9, this guy, open your eyes, people. Because, I mean, obviously track going to change, but he is going up top. He found that high side when it needed, and we may see other guys pop up here if they commit to running that middle top. Let's see where Ethan is. Yes, the other guy's still going, trying to beat up the bottom right now. Now Ethan runs P18, figures out, hey, maybe it's time to move up the racetrack a little bit. He does. And that's where you're going to find a little bit more time. Now, here's where, you know, we try to find these guys as quick as we can, because not too sure who was in whose session. But remembered Bicky, you know, he called himself the hot lap hero. He is the top guy. First session, normally pretty easy here, because times are well above that of other groups. There's only 10 minutes left here in warm-up, so they are going to have to, you know, they have time, but they are going to have to go quick here. Let's run a little trackside cameras here for a little bit. I'm going to be quiet for most of this warm-up session. Let's watch these drivers. There's Jared Murphy rolling around behind this pack of wolves here. I mean, he's got a great view. These guys up in that middle pack there, they were battling pretty hard. I mean, there was a group of 3 or 4 of them, but this final lap, you know, they got to settle down, see what the track's going to be like before we go into qualifying. This is Brandon Jones rolling the outside in that 15 machine. Down to that 9-minute mark, and they will bring in Group 1. And we'll make our way over to Group 2. Got Brandon Schatz, Double D, Aaron McGee, Dustin Glenn. Dustin, that's a pretty neat scheme as well. The wild child, we're calling Dustin Glenn here. Let's go a lap, man. Let's see how wild the child really is here. Let's roll with him. Wild ride there coming off of 4. Just jumped that cushion a little bit, fought the bumps, and really started bouncing around. Smooth 1 and 2. Try to drive it in there to 3 and 4 again, and doesn't go over it too bad, but definitely a little higher than he'd want to, and that's allowed. If you see behind the 86, the Double D, Derek Darnell trying to find his way on by. The Common John 86 struts his stuff here a little bit and shows him, hey, maybe, you know, you belong behind me. As we find right now, quickest guy in this group is Brandon Schatz in that Miller Lite 34 machine. Midwest Sim Sports as well along the side of that, as well as the car in front of him there, the 49, where there is no 49, so we get to play the guessing game here. We know it's... Oh, is there a 49? No, there is not. So let's see here. Who could it be? Who could it be? Not Aaron McGee. Not Dustin Glenn. We've already been through this. We know Chase Copeland. We know P. Ron. Oh, it's Nate Wemoff. That's not a 49. That's a 40 fucking 8, and I'm blind. Damn it. Sorry, Nate. You can clearly see that's an 8, and I don't know what, what the hell I was trying to see, but it wasn't the correct thing. As we get ready to go here, group number 3, they'll tell them to drop the hammer, get rolling. Here soon, I'd imagine. No, maybe not. They slowed down. Those 3 thought we were going to go. Now we're going. Here, because like I say, obviously, there is a little bit of time, but they don't want to run right up to the end of that practice timer. Just in case, any technical issues need to change things. No reason to ever try to push it that close, so there's no reason they will here as you're watching the 05 of Carson Ruark. Try to work up behind the 102 of, I believe, Ricky Barfield. That is Ricky. Ricky gets off the bars there, tightens up on corner entry to 3. Gets it back coming out. So, good run for him there. But the 05 reels him in. Obviously just practice. But if you're Carson, you got to use this time to figure out how you're going to work through traffic. Not shooting on anybody here, but and Ethan Johnson, he's obviously always one of the favorites to be up top. So you got to assume, you got at least one guy to work their way around here. Carson Ruark's going to be trying to find anything he can. Is Sean Arnold and the gang told, hey, maybe finish your lap, pull to the inside. Here's Derek Lemke pulling to the inside. And Group 4 will get set to go out on the racetrack. We've got these 5 guys. So it's looking like we're going to be 35. There are 36 people in the session. We're not too sure. Other guy hasn't put in a time yet, so don't want to include him in the field just yet. Is right now Lucas Ruark. And currently P9. I don't know if he's going to find any more time. This is the last group to go out in hot laps, but I really didn't think Group 4 would find any more time. And they did their first time out as Lucas Ruark and Ethan Johnson both put themselves inside the top 20. Ethan right now trying to go down there, use that berm to help rotate the car on corner entry. Then you slide up, catch the cushion. Keep that thing straight. Keep all the speed underneath that 11 machine. Chris Hill back here in the 5H. We'll pretend there that H is a 3 and in front of the 5. Going to be on their scorecards is the 35 machine. Currently P29. Joel Phillips here. And, he's 22 off. You got him as 33. You're seeing him as the double nickel there. I'd assume maybe another lap or 2 from these guys and warm-ups will be cut off, come to a close here. So I want to save a little bit of the racetrack for qualifying. Not that that is going to really help these guys because they're going to be at the end of that group qualifying. And there they are told, hey, pull her off. Ethan goes to the inside. Everyone else going to shut her down, and we're going to get ready to go into qualifying here at the Knoxville Raceway. So stick around. I'll be right back here when they roll in. And actually, normally they sit there. I was going to mute myself. No reason to. There's the checkered flag waving. I mean, they're not messing around tonight. Maybe the rain's coming like it was last night. Who knows? As I believe Turner, I think I had mentioned him as being one of the first guys in the session. He is that first guy to the end of pit road. So, see, memory serves me well sometimes. Now, from here on out, after Group 1, I'm just gonna say it, and I warned everybody else. Close your ears if you got kids around. Tell the kids close their ears. But, and I'm fucked from here on out. I did not know the order. And look, it wasn't even Turner first. It was Brandon first. So what? I didn't know shit. Anyways, Miller Lite machine. Beer's cold, ready to go here. He rolls off of pit road. Brandon shots. Gonna see what he can do here for lap number 1. Is Turner Knuckles, I believe, the other car on the racetrack. They might be running 3 here. I think Bowser might be out there as well. We'll have to see, but we come through here, sector 1, Brandon shots, quickest of the couple drivers that have done. Now Turner is the quick man. As Brandon comes across lap number 1, it'll be a 17:73. Turner Knuckles as he comes across the stripe, purple, 17:48. Great lap for Turner Knuckles. He's currently the quick time. JBJ, Jeff Bowser Jr. He pulls to the inside. He gets his lap done, 17:76. Not too sure there if he pulled off earlier, possibly where he was stationed in pit road. It may have drove him across pit road and counted a lap. Not too sure here, but let's go find Brandon Jones as he's the first driver off of pit road. Brandon goes to the high side through 1 and 2. He's just looking to sling it, man. And you might as well. I mean, you really do. You just got to say fuck it. You got to go up there, sling it, get it high, let it eat. Find out what this opening lap is up there. And if you don't like it, here's when you cut down. You can adjust to your lap number 2. But Brandon Jones has got to like it a little bit as he was P2. Now P3 is James Murphy takes the 65 machine and puts it P2, and right behind them. Clicked the wrong 5 there because I saw that's a 15, but Tory Boyd right there in the background. He comes across P3, kicks Brandon Jones back 1. And that group 2, 3, 4 is James Murphy, the quickest out of those 3. And see who pulls out on the racetrack here next. We clicked over to the wrong room. Looks like we got Kunzbeck pulling out there first. We've got Jared Murphy, Josh Kunzbeck, and Tyler Bickey. And see, this is where Kunzbeck, I think it may have already counted a lap for him. Yeah, Carden said, yeah, I have the wrong qualifying lap set. So some of the guys are only going to get 1. That's just the name of the game. Unlucky. Luck of the draw, kind of where you were put in iRacing. So you got to go out here. You got to make it count this time. And, shit happens. You just got to deal with it. And the one and only lap here for Josh. Going to be 7 out of 7. So he's not going to be happy with that. Going to wish he had another shot here to do it, but he's not going to get another shot. This is Bickey right now, P6. Jared Murphy, who we're going to look at next, he's currently P3. As Bickey comes across the stripe, can he improve? He does. He takes over 3rd. Jared Murphy slows down lap number 2, and he's going to stay. P4 is the final man here in Group 1, I think. Josh Prater in the 19 machine. So he gets it. He gets all the camera time. The NOS Energy Drink 19 rolls into the high side of 1. Maybe gets lost in the sauce there a little bit on the slick on entry, but finds a good exit there in the center. And Josh gets her a little sideways, yaws it out there on corner entry once again. Let's see what the lap time looks like here for the 19 of Prater. Is lap number 1, P10 out of 10. Josh going to be looking for a big improvement here, and you can blame a lot of that on that corner entry. Now, turn 3 looked better this time. The turn 1 and 2 is slower than even lap 1, so he's going to need a big improvement. He does get green. He's going to stay P10. Josh Prater going to have to fight his way up a tough hill. Is group number 1 went in? Number 2, so P. Ryan, he was another one kind of screwed by where he was on the track. Wilson as well. Dylan Gibbs, the quickest there out of Group 1. So we missed a lot of those guys, but you saw I clicked over right away. They were just, you know, maybe a little impatient. Thought it was go time, ready to go. We got DP out here, Aaron Bowman, Nate Wemhoff. All these drivers, according to the software here, they shouldn't be getting screwed over there by kind of pit road placement. They should get both laps. We'll see what DP does here. Lap number 1. Remember, bottom of the screen is green personal sector. You want purple. You want quickest out of anybody. The DP, green, green. He's got to take that for the moment. P5, lap number 1. And actually, Nate Wemhoff, now that he did go across the stripe, it did update him as 2 laps. So Nate is one of the guys who got screwed by that. P6 there on his one and only lap. And now Aaron Bowman, his final time around. Going to park at P9 out of 16 so far. Connor Baker pulls the 111 out on the racetrack. We'll see. It's not really telling us, I don't think, the exact lap till after they cross the start-finish line. So I've got to shut my mouth here. And I don't want to lie to you. And I think we have 4 guys going on the racetrack at once. So no shot I get y'all in qualifying here. But you'll see who's going at the bottom. We'll all kind of pay attention together. So according to the laps I am seeing for these guys, they must all be okay here. Connor Baker comes across the stripe, lap number 1. 17 out of 17. Going to need a big improvement. The 110 of Chase Copeland. He comes across P10. Chase Copeland may have a little more in the tank because I'll tell you Double D did. P8 here in a late qualifying session. Good lap here for Double D. Can the big man here in the 86 find a little bit more time? Quicker through Sector 1. Double D slows down through Sector 2. Lap time slower for his second time around. And Dustin Glenn going to park at P15. The other guy in this session here. We hop over to Group 3. See what we got pulling out on the racetrack first here. I think Sammy Lawson. We see 25, but on the sheet here. Or on the sheet, I mean 25. We see a 44 here for Sammy. Silver Bullet rolls off of the top of 4. Good slider line through 1 and 2. Kept it pretty straight. I'm anxious to see how this lap time looks comparative to the rest of the field. We haven't really seen many slider lines through 1 and 2. The Silver Bullet here going to be the guinea pig here. What's it look like? Lap number 1 for Sam Lawson. 17 out of 21. Going to need more than that here as Tanner Peak crosses the line. 21 out of 23. But Aaron McGee, he's the quickest out of these 3 drivers so far. Currently 15th. Quicker through Sector 1. Can he find time through 3 and 4? He does, but how much time? P11 for the 8 of Aaron McGee. Found some time there. Good job for the driver of the 8 as we find Derek Lemke. He pulls out on the racetrack in the 31 machine. It says nothing fancy there. Nothing. Well, when you put a neat background under it, you know, you're kind of making it look a little fancy. But, hey, who knows? Who knows? Rolls the bottom here through 3 and 4. Haven't seen many guys do that either. Seen a lot of them go up top. Derek Lemke right now 22 out of 25 drivers. J.J. Crow currently 23rd. And Carson Ruhr comes back in the blackjack position here. We'll have to see what the 05 of Carson Ruhr can do. Second time around, doesn't improve. 4/10 slower there, Carson. Not what he wanted is Sean Arnold. Joins us on the racetrack for his qualifying session. We've got Sean, Ricky Barfield, and Steve Smiley. As Sean Arnold rolls the top here through 1 and 2. That's what I think you need to do. Keep it nice and straight, looking great. Let's see what he's got here as he rolls through 3 and 4. Sean Arnold got that 20 machine. Looking pretty good here. I'm anxious to see the lap time. Let's see here. Not as good as I thought it looked. P22 for Sean. Unless the racetrack really starting to slip away, because Ricky, P26, Smiley 27th. And I mean, we saw the last group struggle as well as we watched Steve Smiley roll around. I mean, the racetrack might just be losing some juice, but we won't really know till Ethan Johnson comes out here. You know, when he plays in the clay a little bit, we'll know where the hell the racetrack stands. As he decides to get out there. Is Preston Cottrell was in that session, but didn't go out and qualify. Not sure where Preston is here. But we do have the Group 4. Here, Ethan Johnson and Joel Phillips out there on the racetrack right now. We'll watch Ethan for lap number 1. Ethan straight to that high side through 1 and 2. So this will be the test here. Were other guys not having the speed up top they should have? Was the top side just slow? And Ethan Johnson, well, he found a little bit more than those guys, but not too much. P19 is Joel Phillips comes across P25. He's looking for a big improvement. Slower through Sector 1. Ethan Johnson is quicker through Sector 1 and quicker through Sector 2. But Ethan Johnson, I noticed the lap count. He may have been one of the drivers behind pit road. He only gets 1 lap. That second lap does not count because it was quicker. It just doesn't count. He stays P19 and goes around 1 more time. That one's not going to count either, but the name of the game here, that's the way it goes sometimes. 4 guys out on the racetrack, I think. 2 of them just sitting on the inside, confusing the hell out of me. But we've got Chris Hill in that 5H machine, and Dylan Jones behind him in the double deuce. We'll watch Chris Hill here. Lap 1, Chris Hill P30. Dylan Jones, where the hell did this guy come from? Shot out of a fucking cannon here. The double deuce, P11. In the second to last group of qualifying, I'll tell you, boy, oh boy, man, what a fucking lap time there. And yeah, whoever said in the chat it does take a long time, Turner, it definitely does. And to sit there that long and to bust out a lap time like that, I mean, holy shit. What a lap time. Gets me excited, man. I was kind of toning down there for a little bit, but that got me amped up going. Great lap time, and now Hayden Tollison comes across P31. He's only going to get the 1 lap because of where he was in the pits. Braxton Richter here, what can he do? Slower through Sector 1. I don't think he's going to find it in this 5 machine. AK 36 on your scorecard. Not going to. Slower through Sector 2 as well. And 2 guys that didn't qualify. Lucas Ruark and Preston Cottrell. So not too sure here if those guys will go out. I mean that, but, you know, Turner's even going to write damn in the chat. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to run my mouth here. That is a You go out and do that this late. What a lap. Keep an eye out on him, man. Dylan Jones. He came here to play at the Knoxville Raceway. For sure. Let's see. No Preston out there in the other group, so not waiting on anyone from what I can see. There we go. Session comes to a close here. I think. There we go. Yep. And now we're going to bring up the, we're going to break the wall here. Top 2 straight to the feature. We're going to take 24 guys tonight. There will be 4 heat races, I think. Maybe 3 if some people got the boot, or not too sure how we're going to do it. But top 2 straight to the show, then we'll run the 2B mains. So we're going to add up to 24 tonight, from what I understand. 24 cars going to go play in the clay tonight. But heat race number 1, let's take a look at the starting grid. Row 5 to the outside, the 7 of Preston Cottrell. To the inside, the 35 of Chris Hill. Row 4 to the outside, the 26 of J.J. Crow. To the inside, the 66 of Josh Kunspick. Row 3 to the outside, the 24 of Dustin Glenn. To the inside, the 34 of Brandon Schatz. Row 2 to the outside, the 110 of Chase Copeland. To the inside, the 15 of Brandon Jones. Row 1 for heat race number 1. Top 2 qualify winner will start on the front row. Or no, I shouldn't say that. No, they won't. They do a draw. They do a draw, so we won't know. But top 2, you're going to get your name in that redraw. Outside of row 1, the 64 of Jared Murphy, and starting on the pole, the 001 of Turner Knuckles. So yeah, shit, that kind of just processed in my mind. I've been lying to you poor bastards all year. I mean, the winner of this thing doesn't start on the pole. We do a redraw. It took me, maybe a year or 2 now in iRacing lifetime to figure that out. But hey, we finally did. Better late than never. As the pace truck gets ready to pull off, drivers get ready to go play. We're underway. 8-lap shootout at the Knoxville Raceway. Good jump for Turner Knuckles in the P15. Oh, we're bumping. Little too early for that shit here, fellas. Oh, no. The 110 of Chase Copeland, he's going to feel the brunt of that. Chris Hill as well. He's in the outside wall. And oh, man, it's getting down and dirty here early. Because we'll see if we can't go back and take a look at what the hell happened there. We'll just try to break this down real quick and go back live. Because, that's just hard racing. I want to curse someone out and tell them they're dumb. That's a guy running the cut down as there's a guy down there. He doesn't know he's there. That's just 2 guys racing hard, man. You want that shit to happen, and it sucks. It sucks. But, man, oh, man, that's just the way it's going to go. And, well, Putt, you could be in here milking away at the bottom, down there milking the cow, but you decided not to sign up and go play in super late models. And as we come by this time, 4 laps to go, halfway. Turner Knuckles leads the way. Brandon Jones in that second and final transfer spot. Dustin Glenn trying to inch his way closer here. He's got a ways to go, man, and he's got a car coming up behind him pretty quick after an opening fudge up there. Jared Murphy trying to rebound after an early mistake. He got caught on the inside and kind of lost 3, almost 4 spots. He'd love to get back up there, at least 3rd. Start towards the front of the B main and, well, Clay, that's because you didn't ask. This Southern Racing Association, man, $30 to win every Sunday afternoon. These boys, I mean, it's a good show. It is a great show, and Jared Murphy and Dustin Glenn are a big part of it here. As Jared tries to look to the inside, but, man, Dustin goes down, shuts the door, so he goes up around the rim. All this as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. And Turner Knuckles gonna win heat race number 1, followed by Brandon Jones, your second and final transfer. Dustin Glenn, Jared Murphy, JJ Crow, Brandon Chotch, Chase Copeland, Josh Kunzbeck, Chris Hill, and Preston Cottrell for the B main. I have no idea either, I'm going to be honest with you, why that damn thing is making noise every time I close that thing off. I could have swore I turned that sound off. I'll ask my broadcast partner that I work with tonight. He's the SDK components guy, because I cannot stand that shit. Every time I turn that on and off, it is so lame. So we take a look at the starting grid for heat race number 2. Josh Prater rounds out the field on the inside of row 5. Row 4 to the outside, the 31 of Derek Lemke, to the inside, the 36 of Braxton Richter. Row 3 to the outside, JBJ, Jeff Bowser Jr. in the 730 machine, to the inside, the 13 of Christopher P. Ryan. Row 2 to the outside, the 20 of Sean Arnold, to the inside, the 44 of Aaron Bowman. And row number 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 48 of Nate Wemhoff, and starting on the pole, the 65 of James Murphy. I just realized that's been saying Cenex Short Track Championship on the bottom. Damn me. I changed everything but that. This is a league I had to surprisingly do this morning. I normally do them on Saturdays. We'll change that here so it doesn't say that anymore. We'll see here. Just for my... There we go. So just for my sake, let me pop that back up here. Make sure that's right. We'll reset this overlay. And we'll have 8 laps to go play at the Knoxville Raceway. Not a lot of time, man. You can see it's a big track, but man, stuff happens quick. You're going so fast. 8 laps to play. Green flag waves. Heat race number 2 is underway. James Murphy with a good jump there on the inside, goes to the lead early as Nate Wemhoff rolls the outside here, holds on to the second and final transfer. And right now, Aaron Bowman, though, he wants a little piece of that, man. He is trying to work that 44 machine, got him to go down and shut the door, but he didn't have enough steam to close in that top outside lane. The Coast to Coast Sim Sports 44 trying to work on the Midwest Sim Sport 48 is, boy, oh boy, so close, may have to go on a date here. One mistake out of Nate Wemhoff, and he is going to lose this thing, is right there. Aaron Bowman now takes a peek to the inside. Thought about a slide job, can't do it, has to leave the lane open. You don't want to be that dumbass this early, man. You don't need that target on your back. Smart racing by Bowman here. Long, long way to go tonight. And, you know, even if you finish 3rd, it's going to be a good B-main starting spot. You know, you're going to think top 6, probably out of each B-main. So if you can start there on the front row, you like your chances. I mean, you don't want to have to go. Who the hell does want to go? Dino's while trekking through Indiana. What the hell is going on, Dino? I'll tell you what, I wish C2C would let me do this, but I'm doing this thing where I'm allowed to, you know, start cursing now, and it is pretty damn fun, and these guys seem to like it. And the 65 of James Murphy having it his way right now at the Knoxville Raceway. As also, somebody else should have bitched at me by now. I'll turn it back to Gaffs here. Tell me, say, how far is the driver behind? You idiot. We don't want to know their lap times. As we are running out of time, white flag set the wave, 1 lap to play. The 44 of Aaron Bowman is right there. But if he wants to make a big move, man, he's going to have to get aggressive, and he's running out of time. Looks to the bottom through 3 and 4. Is he going to get the run as we go to the starter's stand? No! James Murphy and Nate Wemhoff, your top 2. Aaron Bowman, P. Ryan, Bowser, Lemke, Arnold, Prater, and Braxton to the B main. So we'll take a look here at the starting grid for heat race number 3, rounding out the field inside of row 5, that 111 of Connor Baker. Row 4 to the outside, the 327 of Hayden Tollison. To the inside, the 33 of Joel Phillips. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 97 of Jason Wilson. To the inside, the 913 of Tanner Peak. Row 2 to the outside, the 6 of Dylan Gibbs. To the inside, the double deuce of Dylan Jones. Row 1 for heat race number 3 to the outside, the 5 of Torrey Boyd. And starting on the pole, the 07 of Bicky, Tyler Bickford. I have to see what Bicky can do, man. He said he was at a hot lap hero. Translated, he qualified pretty well. See if, the track is still up to Bicky standards here. As we get ready to go, we'll have 8 laps to go play. And, Dino talking about trekking through Indiana. He was out there at Knoxville, man. So he got to see the 18-year-old kid win the Nationals. I'm sure that was a hell of a party. I don't know when the storms came. But, I think the drinking age might have been 18 in Iowa Saturday night. There's a chance they lowered it for the night just so Ryan Timms could celebrate here, because well-deserved. Some of the names in that field as we get ready to go play 8 laps at the Knoxville Raceway. Heat race number 3 is underway. Good jump there from the 07 of Bicky. Able to lead the field by almost 2 car lengths here as Dylan Jones slides up the racetrack, and that allows the other Dylan Gibbs, man. Dylan Gibbs now to the inside. And Dylan's able to slide up here. That's Dylan Jones, of course, able to slide up in front of Torrey Boyd, but now Torrey here to the inside, and he's got some help from behind. Jason Wilson. This by far the biggest battling we've had in any of the heat races here, man. These guys are close, very evenly matched so far. As right now, Dylan Gibbs started 4th up to 2nd. I told you he'd be a guy to keep your eye out on. But right now, he's got to keep his eye out on that mirror, because Dylan Jones is giving it to him, man. He was your late qualifier that came out there and blew my damn mind. Went out there, qualified inside the top 10 all but. And now moves himself back to P2 after he completes the slide job. No fight back from the 33 there, a.k.a. the 3 + 3 = 6 machine. And Dylan Gibbs is going to settle down in P3 for the moment. I better hold my breath here. He came back in deep there through 1 and 2. Thought about a big send here, but couldn't do it. And now Dylan Jones, he's got his sights set on the 07 of Tyler Bickford, excuse me, a.k.a. Bicky. Bicky throwing that slider line. Racing defensive here, but the speed may be up top, and Bicky may have to, somebody may have to tap on that helmet, wake him the fuck up here, because we are running out of time here. 2 laps to go, and here comes Dylan Jones. Bicky slider there on the entry to 1, and here comes Dylan Jones, reeling the fish in here, going down the backstretch. All this coming to the white flag. 1 lap to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Your front 2 comfortably in the show. How aggressive do they get this final time around? Bicky goes defensive as we enter 3. The 22 takes a peek down low, but Dylan Jones not going to have enough here as we come to the line. Bicky holds him off. Dylan Jones, P2. Hayden Tollison, Dylan Gibbs, Torrey Boyd, Joel Phillips, Jason Wilson, Connor Baker, and Tanner Peak to the B main. Now, this should be our fourth and final heat race here. Remember, top two make it from all your heat races. Rest of them going to the B main here. We'll have a total 24 here. So let's see. If we have 4 heat races, are we actually going to have... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. No, because it would have been a 10 or 9. Oh, we'll have 5 heat races, won't we? All right. Okay. Brain air. Lucas Ruick rounds out the field inside of row 5. Row 4 to the outside. Steve Smiley in the 42. To the inside, the 102 of Ricky Barfield. Row 3 to the outside, the 05 of Carson Ruick. To the inside, the double ones of Ethan Johnson. Row 2 to the outside, the 25 of Sammy Lawson. To the inside, the 8 of Aaron McGee. Row number 1 for heat race number 4 to the outside, the 86 of Double D, Derek Darnell. And starting on the pole, the 117 of D's Price. We'll reset the overlay here real quick, but we'll probably pull up iRacing too, just to double check. I would think now with a 10, we may have gotten over that 40 car range and we'd be in the 5 heat races. No, okay, right there. 4th and final. All right, I was pretty sure. I just thought maybe we were missing some guys here that didn't go out heat racing, but I'm probably just skipped over him. Ethan was one of those guys, and well, now he's here in heat race number 4. This will be the 4th and final, but what that means to me is we'll take 8 from each heat race because 24 drivers. 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24. So that should be it. It won't be top 6 as the green flag waves were underway. Top 2 going to make it here straight to the show in the 117 of D's Price with a big hiccup there to start. Ethan Johnson, not too sure how he scored that kind of restart, but goes from 5th to 1st through turn 1 and 2. Is the yellow flag going to wave here? They may not have liked that start. We'll see here if we like that start, because something had to happen here. So the leaders kind of tangle there. Yeah, leaders make contact. So those 2 guys on the inside, I guarantee it, they got black flag. They're either going to need those cleared or, you know, they clear them and restack them, re-rack them. That's what they're going to do. Because, yeah, I guarantee you beat that guy you beat that leader on the inside, you're getting black flag. And, you know, it sucks. Nobody wants to lift there, but you know the rules. And, I mean, my track when I grew up in World Outlaws, they do it. They did it in Knoxville. You throw that cone up there, man. There's no passing before the start-finish line. Everybody knows that. So, you know, they can restart. I'm totally cool with that. But you know the penalty when you do it, whether it is your fault or not. That's the way of racing. And you just, if that guy in front of you fucks up, you got to lift out of that throttle. Let him save it, or you know it's coming. We'll see here. We're so far back from the... There we go. See if I can get a shot with the pace car in it and tell you if the lights were off. They are off, so we're going to go back racing here. Overlay should reset here. We should have, I think, 7 laps to go when we take the green flag. As DP drops the hammer, we're underway. Clean restart this time, but the 11... And I have to go back to work here, and, well, he makes it 3 wide on the bottom. Big send. Gonna get a 2 for 1. This guy, Ethan Johnson. No chill, man. He had to go for it. He did. He moved himself up to P3, but now he's got to watch out. He's got Double D back in front of him. And the man, you know, he maybe moved out of the way a little bit here. Coming back at a little piece, but Ethan with a slider up there through 1 and 2. Almost able to clear Double D. And Ethan Johnson, you heard Putt Putt in the chat say earlier, all that meat down there on the bottom. And here the 11 is. He's down there. He is skinning it. There he goes, finding it on entry. Grabs it center off. And what he loses there on the exit, he's getting all back and then some here on corner entry. Slide job. He's going to park it on the nose of the 117. DP lifts the throttle. Guts underneath. That's what you need to do. And right now, DP leads the way, but I don't know how much longer he's going to lead the way. Everybody else realized what Ethan was doing there through 1 and 2. You notice monkey see, monkey freaking do here at the Knoxville Raceway. The 86 from on back, they all go to the bottom through 1 and 2. And DP, man, he can't hear that. He doesn't know what Shaggy's saying. And Shaggy's saying, get to the fucking bottom. Here is we got 2.5 laps to go. DP does go down to the bottom, hits that slider line. But did he lose too much momentum as they're side by side? Ethan Johnson is not going away here on the bottom. In fact, he takes the lead here as DP gets in the outside wall. You saw the net code there with the damaged car comes back to him. But he's going to lose his spot here. Ethan Johnson leads the way at the Knoxville Raceway as the white flag flies. 1 lap to go. DP goes to the bottom here. Ethan going to force him down there, though. Make him feel a little uncomfortable. DP gets sideways as we go down the backstretch for the final time. Ethan going to go down and protect the basement as we roll out of 4. 5th to 1st for Ethan Johnson as he wins heat race number 4, followed by Dees Price, Ruark, Darnell, Lawson, McGee, Ruark, Smiley, and Barfield. 2 Ruarks, Lucas and Carson there to the B main. Now, while we have everything disappeared, yeah, we will pop this up here. So C main top 14. Now this one, okay. Well, we're just going to assume it's 8. All right. We are just going to assume it's 8. So if we're taking all 14 here, I don't know if iRacing would have us run it. As rounding out the field, row 7 to the outside, the 913 of Tanner Peak. To the inside, the 35 of Chris Hill. Row 6 to the outside, the 111 of Connor Baker. To the inside, the 66 of Joshua Kunspek. Row 5 to the outside, the 97 of Jason Wilson. To the inside, the 110 of Chase Copeland. Row 4 to the outside, the 33 of Joel Phillips. To the inside, the 34 of Brandon Schatz. Row 3 to the outside, the 5 of Torrey Boyd. To the inside, the 26 of J.J. Crow. Row 2 to the outside, the 6 of Dylan Gibbs. To the inside, the 64 of Jared Murphy. Row 1 for your first B main. To the outside, the 327 of Hayden Tollison. And starting on the pole, the 24 of Dustin Glenn. Had to reset it for every damn heat race, but at least didn't have to reset it for the B mains. Finally win one here. As you saw there in your chat, the man, Carden, top 8 to the mains. Top 8 to the mains. So only 5 guys going home from this. You sure as shit don't want to be one of those 5 guys. Try to race your way up. Get yourself in this show. Is Dustin Glenn in that the Wild Child set to bring us to the green flag at the Knoxville Raceway. Green flag waves. We're underway. Look at them battling here at the Knoxville Raceway. Man, Torrey Boyd sandwiched in there. You see that 33, you're looking at a 55 of Phillips wash up into the outside wall. Man, oh man, Kunzbeck working on the bottom. He's in P9. He's the first man on the outside looking in. Beating and banging with the 110 of Chase Copeland, who now finds himself on the outside looking in. This is a war right now at the Knoxville Raceway. Almost 5 wide. Holy shit, there the 97 drives in a little deep. He catches it. But boy, oh boy, could have been bad here. May have just ruined his race. But didn't catch anyone else off guard. And Chase Copeland puts himself back in the show for the moment. The 110 currently P8 here as they're beating behind. The 33 getting a little wide there. Gets into that 21 there of J.J. Crow. The 26 machine, you see 21. Trying to look back to the inside. JJ going to slide him back here, but this is all for naught. As Chase Copeland right now, the man on the outside looking in. He's P9, top 8 to the show. Only 3 to go. Tanner Peak in that 913 started dead last in the B main, but clawed his way to 8th. And you are going to have to all but wreck him to get him out of this spot. I mean, he wants it. He wants it bad. Lap and a half to go at the Knoxville Raceway as the battle for the lead starting to heat up a little bit with 1 to play. But we go back to the battle for the final transfer. This is 7th and 8th. But all of a sudden, Torrey now washes up the racetrack. Can Chase Copeland think about a big send? Torrey going to go down, shut the door. Chase not going to be able to do it as the leaders cross the line. Tollison, Glenn, Gibbs, Schatz, Murphy, Kunzbeck, Peak, and Boyd to the A main. Everybody else going home. Top 8 once again here. Going to make the show. Let's take a look at the starting grid, rounding out the field inside of row 8. The 7 of Preston Cottrell. Row 7 to the outside, the 102 of Ricky Barfield. To the inside, the 36 of Braxton Richter. Row 6 to the outside, the 42 of Steve Smiley. To the inside, the 19 of Josh Prater. Row 5 to the outside, the 05 of Carson Ruark. To the inside, the 20 of Sean Arnold. Row 4 to the outside, the 8 of Aaron McGee. To the inside, the 31 of Derek Lemke. Row 3 to the outside, the 25 of Sammy Lawson. To the inside, the 730 of JBJ, Jeff Bowser Jr. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 86 of Double D, Derek Darnell. To the inside, the 13 of Christopher P. Ryan. Row 1 for your second and final B main. Top 8 make the show. To the outside, the 32 of Lucas Ruark. And starting on the pole, the 44 of Aaron Bowman. Oh, then, damn it, I got to reset it for this B man. I'm going to be honest. I didn't see that coming. You know, I wouldn't have made that last comment after that last race if I felt I was in jeopardy of losing my overlay. Got to reload me as the green flag set the wave. We're underway at the Knoxville Raceway. 8 laps to play. And Aaron Bowman off to a good start. But once again, we're going to go back to this battle for the 8th and final transfer spot, which right now, Sean Arnold currently on the inside, 6 wide at the Knoxville Raceway. Oh my God, if there was dirt, there was a super late model cut. They're covering it there through 3 and 4. They're beating and banging. You are trying to transfer your way in, and right now Lemke and Bowser Jr. on the outside looking in. As Sean Arnold moves himself up into the 8th and final transfer spot. Bowser looking to storm back the castle here and get himself inside the top 8, but he's got a little pain in the ass on the bottom. Here comes Derek Lemke. Couldn't get the side job done, and now Derek Lemke knows, man, if I want to go up here and get in the show, I got to get this fast done quick. And man, oh man, he does not want to have to keep doing this. He needs to complete it. He's going to do it this time. And now he's going to have 4 laps to go up. No, he's not. He left the lane open, and Bowser storms back once again. Beating the hell out of each other here up front when you're already in the show. Not the way to go here. Gotta race smarter than that. You're allowing these guys behind you to reel you back in. And right now, Sean Arnold got a comfortable gap between the car behind him of Jeff Bowser Jr. I mean, not really going to feel pressured. And as we roll through 3 and 4 with 2 laps to go, you got to think Sean not too hard pressed to really get another spot. You don't want to go up there and get bounced around and lose one, play dumb. You're already in here. But these guys up front, man, they're saying something different. The 13 of P-Ryan trying to get a run on the outside. Double D wants another spot as the white flag waves. 1 lap to play. Derek Darnell on the bottom shopping for P2, but all of a sudden P-Ryan gets a run going down the backstretch here. He gets a drive coming out of 4. What's it going to be at the line? Oh, give it to Bowman. P-Ryan, Ruark, Darnell, Ruark, Lawson, McGee, and Arnold make the show. Everybody else going to come back next week and try her again. Now, Carden might come up here then eventually and tell us the starting order. Not too sure how this is going to go here, but, you know, those guys will go in for their redraw. Some of the guys are going to go out here, beat up the racetrack a little bit for practice. Can't blame them for doing that. But we're going to sit out here, just enjoy some sights and sounds. I'm going to mute myself for a little bit. We'll be going racing here at the Knoxville Raceway shortly. Stick around on Shaggy TV. Imagine they're having the boys pull off the racetrack. They'll probably do their order again. We'll go fishing here in that Discord. Yeah, okay. So they are all in a room. That's what's going on here. So just be patient here. They're doing a redraw. We'll either get the redraw written to us in the chat or Cardin will come in here. Oh, my apologies. Crap, I thought I was muted. I would not have coughed into the mic on purpose. My apologies. Clearing the throat here before we get ready to go. Now, obviously, too, we shouldn't push it close. But, I mean, either way, I'd commit to doing the interviews. I can push it close over there, but got a pretty hard out at 7 o'clock. So depending on how these guys behave, we may not have long interviews. But we'll see what kind of racing these guys decide to display tonight. If they want me to throw out, my new case of F-bombs, Clay, I mean, he's not doing anything tonight. I seriously doubt Clay is still out there watching. Why would he be? But, feel free. You can do the F-bomb tracker. Like you talked to me about, depending on how wild this gets. Might get a couple of them here tonight. Oh, holy shit. Aaron Bowman just destroyed that thing. Hard shot in the... that's a... Whoever built that fence, I mean, that should put that on their commercial. Because that's the strongest fence I've ever seen. I mean, he just full bore slammed into that thing. It didn't budge. Now Dino's in Ohio. He's crossing states. I haven't pulled up a map in a while, but gun to my head, Dino, I didn't know Indiana and Ohio were touching each other. I am going to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't have said that, and that's the way it goes. All right, guys are disappearing from the redraw room now, so.
Ready, Zach?
Yep, here we go.
All right, so top 8. So P1 was going to be Ethan Johnson in the redraw, but he chose the back row challenge. So if he wins, he gets double the money. So what that'll do, it will put James Murphy P1, Brandon Jones P2, Turner Knuckles P3, Nathan, I don't know how to say the last name.
Wemhoff, I think, right?
Yep, he'll be, he should be, no, sorry. D. Price will be P4. And then Dylan Jones would be P5. And then Nathan will be P6. And then Tyler Bickford will be P8. So the guy that will move up to P7 should be the 9th place car, which will be Hayden Tolson.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, you heard the top 8 from the man here. So we bring up the grid. I'll just let that roll. But all right,
Yep,
Garden. Good luck, man.
Into the feature.
Good luck babysitting here tonight. Tell him I don't want to curse anybody out too bad.
Yeah, me and you both.
Have fun, Garden. Good luck, man.
Yep, good luck. Thanks for coming.
That's a man who cuts the checks around here. Dino, you mean to tell me New York touches Ohio? Since when? I thought... Now, are you talking water through? I thought, you guys touch us. And then Ohio... Oh, no, you're saying that those are the way you go through to drive. Those are all the states you hit, maybe. Okay. All right. Never mind. I was going to say I read that wrong. Oh, man. As we'll get ready here to bring up the starting grid for tonight's A main here at the Knoxville Raceway. See if we can't bring it up here. Should have 24 guys. Here we go. Running out the field, row 12 to the outside, the 20 of Sean Arnold. To the inside, the 5 of Torrey Boyd. Row 11 to the outside, the 8 of Aaron McGee. To the inside, the 913 of Tanner Peak. Row 10 to the outside, the 25 of Sammy Lawson. To the inside, the 66 of Josh Kunzbeck. Row 9 to the outside, the 05 of Carson Ruark. To the inside, the 64 of Jared Murphy. Row 8 to the outside, Double D in the 86, Derek Darnell. To the inside, the 34 of Brandon Schatz. Row 7 to the outside, the 32 of Lucas Ruark. To the inside, the 6 of Dylan Gibbs. Row 6 to the outside, the 44 of Aaron Bowman. To the inside, the 24 of Dustin Glenn. Row 5 to the outside, the 13 of Christopher P. Ryan. To the inside, the 327 of Hayden Tollison. Now, you got your top 8 already read to you, but I do want to highlight Ethan Johnson once again. Back to the front challenge here, man. If he can get this thing done, gonna bring home $60 tonight. I mean, if he can go from worst to first, $60 into the 11's bank account, we'll have to see if he's got what it takes to get it done in the super lates. Here in Iowa, as we go down the backstretch for the final time, Pace Truck will pull off the racing surface. And the 65 of James Murphy gonna be set to drop the hammer. As the green flag waves, we're underway. 50 laps to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Good jump there by Murphy on the bottom. We're beating and banging behind. We are racing like it's the last lap here on lap number 1 at the Knoxville Raceway. The 327 of Hayden Tollison clears the way, moves himself up to P4 as we are almost 4 wide behind. Oh my gosh. I mean, if you got the rubber, I guess you got to use it here. You got to get on by while you can. And right now, we're watching the 3 wide unfold here going down the backstretch. Now 4, 5 wide. Ruark there in the middle of it. They get bounced around. Now we're 5 wide again. The 5 almost goes around of Ruark. He holds on. The 13 climbs the hill. Oh, boy, we're going to get a caution flag here, I believe. No caution flag just yet. That isn't Derek Lemke on the inside. That's P. Ryan. And he tows. He goes back to pit road. So no caution flag waves. We continue at the Knoxville Raceway. And, you know, last night, if that was any indication, I mean, we went that whole first half of the Knoxville Nationals caution flag free till we had that intermission break. But we're not going to get an intermission. You got to go. You got to hold that pedal to the metal, and you got to wheel that son of a bitch. And that is exactly what we're seeing these two do up front. Hayden Tollison knows he's got to get to the front if he's got a chance, man. You don't want to allow Ethan Johnson to maneuver his way on up through the field, get a lucky caution, and be there to strike. And he does. He muscles up that 65. He says, if you're going to leave a crack, I'm gonna kick the fucking door open. Take this thing. Hayden Tollison leads the way as we're on to lap number 7 at the Knoxville Raceway. Murphy maybe moves him back up the racetrack on corner entry, and here we go right back at it. Speaking of the worst of first, Ethan Johnson, well, you know he started 24th. He don't give a shit. He's up to 9th place. Ethan Johnson is moving, man. This guy is a missile, but the bottom lane starting to get a little clogged for this 11 machine. He's going to have to figure out a new way to pave his way to the front here. He's going to need guys to either have mistakes in front of him or need some big help. But Hayden Tollison not messing around here. Got to the front early. Made it 3 wide. Lap number 1 on the bottom when he saw the gap open. I mean, if you can pick off 2 or 3 there before you're even up to full speed, you're doing something right. And that 327 leading the way, looking good. As you see, guys, trying to find some battling on the racetrack. We do have a little bit up there in front of Ethan Johnson. I think that's Jared Murphy washing to the outside. It is. Now Ethan able to take a peek underneath there. Ethan Johnson, I mean, if you make one mistake in front of that guy, he is not messing around. I mean, you miss one fucking payment, that guy's going to come repo the van here. He is rolling on the bottom. The 11 of Ethan Johnson picks another one off, move him up to P8. And if he can, he's going to try to take a bite at that 33, but Gibbs with a big run off. And really the 64 of Murphy as well with a good run off. He fights back on the outside. Bottom might be starting to disappear for this 11 of Ethan Johnson. He's going to have to float up. Yeah, make that 64 uncomfortable. And you got fenders, fuck it, use them. That's what you need to do. You got to get this thing wide, make that guy uncomfortable. Not wrecking the guy, you're just roughing him up. And, I mean, hell, there are plenty of guys in the garage this morning on a lovely Sunday fixing the shit that got destroyed Friday and Saturday night at their local dirt tracks. I mean, you see a lot more than a little rubbing. You gotta get physical sometimes. I mean, this is dirt racing. You guys are fighting for the same real estate. 9 out of 10 times there is a quick preferred line. And right now you saw Brandon Jones there throw the slide job on the 22 of Dylan Jones. Not sure if there's any relation between these two. I wouldn't think so. No similar sponsors, but you never know, man. They could be sibling rivals here. Cousins who hate each other. Dads fought each other all the time growing up as kids because they are battling side by side here in Iowa. This is for the final spot inside the top 5. Is D's Price right now rolling that 117 machine MP4. He's not using too much of his stuff up right now, just trying to keep these guys in the sights. As Brandon Jones finally completes the pass in the 15, but the 22 going to go right back down to the bottom, and all of a sudden, here comes Dylan Gibbs, and surprise, surprise, the double popsicle sticks of Ethan Johnson. Not even halfway through the race, Ethan Johnson loves this place, man. Inside up the P7, battling for 6th here. I mean, this guy just can't be stopped. Master of throttle control, working that slick, man. Not getting sideways, just feathering the throttle, letting it come to him, and he's going to get another spot here as he moves on inside the top 6. Ethan Johnson picking him up and checking him off here as the front 2 pulling away. Murphy's been able to stay in Tollison's tire tracks. Developed a little bit of a gap here between third and fourth. Turner going to start feeling some pressure here from Price. Price takes a look on the inside. That 117 looking to pound his way on by here. Going to try it clean first. You know, you may have to go up, rough him up a little bit. There, he's going to flail the right rear out. He's going to scare him. Turner's going to move up the racetrack. Can D get a good run off going down the front stretch to get underneath? The answer's no, not going to do it as we inch closer to the halfway. We're on lap 22 here at the Knoxville Raceway. Lap cars may become a factor here before we know it as well, as not super far up the way or some lap traffic. So Hayden's going to have to be aware, and he's going to have to pick his way through. You don't want to get suckered here when you're working your way by a lap car. Going to have to be smart, as right now Ethan Johnson, he's trying to get a 2-for-1 discount here at the Knoxville Raceway. Can he get a run here? Look, you on the outside. Almost 4 wide. Ethan Johnson doing it on the bottom, just destroying these guys, and he's got a friend up top. Dylan Jones says, let's go, partner. They split the two, the 22 up to 5th. Ethan Johnson up to 4th. Ethan started dead last. Here he comes. Halfway point this time by 25 laps to go. There's a big gap over this battle here for third. Ethan Johnson trying to move in that third and final podium spot. Gonna have to do it quick. He's about 3 seconds behind the leader. If he wants to go up here and have a taste of that $60 in his piggy bank, he's gonna have to race his ass off. And he just goes on by. Took him a lap and a half. Here comes the 22 of Dylan Jones. Dylan Jones just in the tire tracks of this 11. Says, anything you can do, I can do better. Trying to follow him on by. Dylan can't secure the pass yet, coming off a 2, but it was close. Tried to get there. DP blinking a little bit. Gonna come back here, but he's gonna lose the lane, and Dylan Jones up into P4. Now these two, they gotta work together here. You are running out of time. You see Ethan Johnson, that gap has stayed at 3.1 seconds. They are not catching this lead group. I think Hayden knows. I mean, if this thing stays green, it is going to be tough as hell for him to lose this thing. I mean, without a big send from Murphy, maybe roughing him up here. I mean, Murphy seems to have maybe conceded at this P2 spot, unless he thinks he's finding some grip here. Maybe the slick's rubbered up. Every now and then we'll get some grip there running through the middle of the slick. But if not, I mean, he has just kind of, succumbed to, hey, I'm P2 right now. I'm having trouble hitting the bottom. I'm just going to play it safe in the middle. I mean, he's not really reeling in your leader. He is losing a little bit of time per lap. I don't know if it's going to be enough loss per lap that Ethan Johnson can get up to him and battle for second. But what I do know, without a caution, Ethan Johnson is not going to get to your leader. It is going to take him at least a lap and a half to even battle with James Murphy, if he gets to him. And by that time, Hayden's going to be up the road, man. This guy, he is gone. We've got a new sheriff in town. The 327 came to play at the Knoxville Raceway, and with 17 laps to go this time by, I don't know if we're going to have a change, but we might get a caution. Turner in the outside wall. He's got to come to a stop. He can't get down to pit road. You saw the cars coming. I mean, he had to do that. I'd be the first guy. I'm allowed to curse now. I'd be bitching about that. I want this thing to stay green for Hayden's sake, but this is just racing. That's what you got to do. I mean, he tried to even drive down into the pit road. As you can see, the 33 wanted to throw that slide job, but had to get on the binders there because there wasn't room for the short slider. And by that point, I mean, Turner's already up there. Nothing really Turner can do. He's committed at that point. So, I mean, you know, you can't call it a dumb slide job. Maybe not the smartest slide job, you know, when you got all those guys around you. You can see no right front tire, car's coming. He's got to come to a stop. And it's going to be the first caution of the night here at the Knoxville Raceway. But you know what they say, cautions breed cautions. Hopefully the boys behave themselves, because we have been treated to an excellent race here. I mean, these guys racing hard and racing clean up until that point. We'll see if it continues here. Hayden Tollison also, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if leader gets lane choice, actually. They may just start on the inside. But if leader does get lane choice here, you know, you maybe almost pick the outside if you can hear me. And you do get lane choice, because you do not want to pull Ethan Johnson up there behind you. That is not something you want to do there if you're the 327 of Hayden Tollison. You want to make that man work as long as he needs to. Try to develop a little bit of a lead here, because I mean, we'll have 15 laps to go when we go back racing. That's a lifetime here at the Knoxville Raceway. I mean, most races here are 25-lap features. You know, in the weekly show, maybe 30. This place big. It's a half-mile racetrack, so this is plenty of time. I mean, 7.5 miles to get the two guys in front of you. That's nothing for Ethan. Now, one of them, you know, is a pro licensed driver as well, so it's not going to be easy for Ethan. But, man, we'll have to see. Can Hayden hold off the pack here as we drop the hammer and say, F it, we go back racing? 15 laps to play at the Knoxville Raceway. And actually, it stays at 16 here, so maybe SDK had a little bit of an update. We got 8 miles left here. That's even more time. And Ethan Johnson, I told you, nails that restart, moves on up to P2. You cannot breathe life into these people, man. You're going to open that door. That's exactly what that restart does. I mean, you're hung out right away. Now Murphy, all of a sudden, he was running P2. I told you he was struggling a little bit there in the center. And then you see he's falling back to 4th. I mean, Dylan throws that slide job. Not sure if Jones is going to be able to hold it. He's got it so far at the line as they're side by side. Dylan goes up to that cushion, leaving 2 here. And Murphy able to fight back and hold on to 3rd for the moment. But I just don't know if he's going to be able to get back at P2 here as Ethan Johnson and Hayden Tollison look to be in their own realm for the moment. Both throwing the slider line on the entry to 1, going up, catching that cushion. Now they both enter the bottom here in 3. Hayden misses. Ethan, can he find any grip down there? There's just not a lot. Couldn't make Hayden pay the price there for missing the bottom. Ethan now going to stay on the bottom. Thinks he may have found something here coming off at 2. Not just yet. He took the peak. Couldn't get there. But with 11 laps to go, this time by Ethan Johnson, he can see the money. Battles all over the racetrack here as Bicky takes a peek under Ruark. Lucas washes up the racetrack there through 3. Now gets fed a right rear. Got to fall back in line. Gets bumped one more time. Him and the Miller Light Machine made contact. 34 up and over. And Brandon Schatz brings out the second caution flag of the evening. We saw that happen live. I knew something was brewing back there. And once again, this isn't, you know, I'm allowed to bitch at people now, but this is just, I mean, people going to fight for real estate. The 34 definitely, I mean, he bounced up into him if you're putting the blame on anyone. It is Brandon Schatz for sure, but there's nothing intentional about that. He's not trying to go up there and screw someone's race or, you know, send them back to pit road. There is no intentions of doing that. I mean, he could have done it other ways that didn't destroy his shit if that's what he wanted to do. So definitely one of those situations where Brandon, you know, he's going to be banging his head wondering, damn, you know, I messed up. But hey, like I stated, And, you know, Dino, the guy talking in the chat box, he can tell you more than anyone. I am full of fuck-ups. We are, you know, that's why we're high racers. You know, we're not perfect. We're just out here to have fun, but you just don't want to be that guy who, you know, rams your way and pushes through everything. And from what I've seen, Brandon hasn't been that guy. It was just one mistake, and he suffers the most. May have seen the lights click off there. It's always so close to the starter line. Not a very good camera for me. Be able to see the lights on the pace truck, but should get a better view here as they go down the backstretch. Lights are off, so we'll go back racing, and Hayden Tollison has to hold off the field here for 9 laps, I believe, possibly 10 here. If this thing surprises me and stays, doesn't change laps on me. Is Ethan looking for every advantage he can, trying to get down there to the inside. We're back underway. Hayden Tollison, 9 laps to play. Ethan Johnson thought he was maybe going to try to stick it on the bottom through 1 and 2, but he must think that you got to go upstairs and catch that cushion if you want to get a run, because he follows the 327, virtually mirroring the leader. As Hayden clips that outside wall going down the front stretch, Ethan reels him in a little bit. Dylan Jones holding on to 4th for the moment, but remember, him and Murphy, they've been battling hard here. Not sure if he'll be able to get back to the inside of Murphy. Murphy seems to have moved down a little bit. Then as soon as I say that, drives back in through the center here. To go up and grab that cushion, able to hold off Dylan for now. But 6 laps to go as Ethan Johnson tries to wage a war up front. Gotta float it up, you can hear. You gotta be sensitive on that throttle. So quiet, we don't even get the accurate sounds. He's probably even a little quieter early. You know, iRacing just simulates it a little bit. They don't want to give away everybody's game plan. But right now, those guys are just milking that throttle, trying to find a way to bring this thing home. We've got 2 miles left to go here in Iowa. 4 laps to play at the Knoxville Raceway. Ethan right there, but Hayden not making any mistakes. And after starting this thing in 9th place, you know, he gets bumped up to P7 there because of the invert. And, well, you know, maybe I was getting fed other information. Maybe somebody did do something on purpose there as I read the chat box, but who knows? That's not for me to decide here. 2 laps to play at the Knoxville Raceway. 1 mile to go. Hayden Tollison leads the way. James Murphy comfortably holding on to P3 for now. Dylan Jones, I don't know if he's going to have a chance or time to make a move. Ethan Johnson tries to swing it up high. He gets in the outside wall. White flag waves. 1 lap to go at the Knoxville Raceway. Hayden Tollison leads the way off of 2. Into 3 for the final time. And he is going to bring home another win here in the Southern Racing Association Super Late Models. Hayden Tollison brings home the win, followed by Ethan Johnson, James Murphy, Brandon Jones, and Tanner Peak with a 21st to 5th run there. Great way to cap off his night. Tanner Peak, hard charger, up 16 spots. We'll see here if we can't get a word here with top 3 drivers. Oh, and now I can see it, Turner. You wrote that one. Okay. Your chat came up in blue, so it was like blurry on my screen. But okay, Turner definitely not happy about what Gibbs did, so we'll have to see if it carries over to next week. But we are going to talk to the driver here, brought home 3rd place. James Murphy, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you, maybe not going to bring home the win, but man, without that caution, you're probably thinking you got P2 locked down. I mean, what went through your head when that caution flag flew?
I knew I missed a little bit on the setup, so I knew Ethan was gonna be fast, and I absolutely messed up the restart. So that's all on me. It's at the end of the day, we was decent. We just didn't have the winning speed.
Yeah, and I mean, I know you can say you didn't have the winning speed, man, but you were damn quick out there. You were hanging with the leader most of the race. I mean, what do you think the difference was? Just being able to hit that bottom, or do you think maybe, like you said, could have made a couple setup tweaks and maybe found a little more speed here and there?
I just need a little more speed. I'm not saying I'm the best here, but I'm decent. The setup was a little off. I had to do some more tweaking to it.
Well, hey, man, at the end of the day, even if the car's not feeling right, to bring home a P3 of this kind of field, that is a hell of a run, James. Congratulations, brother. Pat yourself on the back. Who you want to thank?
Thank you for broadcasting it, and Carden for putting all the stuff on. Everybody back at Twisted Speed. Like I said, we up and coming shop. We trying to make a name for ourselves.
Well, congratulations, James, and can't wait to talk to you again, man. Hell of a run this week.
Thank you.
James Murphy bringing home P3, and not too sure. I mean, don't have Ethan here yet. I don't know if we're going to get Ethan. I'll wait about 10 more seconds. Oh, there we go. We do have Ethan. Oh, I drug him up here right as he was probably clicking in there. Hey, Ethan, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you, man, you tried to do it. You got as close as you could. And I mean, you tried to take that fucking mole down with 2 to go. I mean, you tried everything to get away around. But at the end of the day, man, you guys were just so even on speed at the end that, I mean, even you couldn't do it. But talk to us about that epic climb, dude. I mean, going worst to second here, that is not easy to do.
Yeah, we had pretty bad nose damage lap 1. Chase Copeland just slammed on the brakes for no reason. So, I mean, it's racing, but that definitely didn't help at all. I was just trying to pick my way through the field as fast as possible. I knew I was going to get locked up around the bottom, and just had to make my move smart, try not to get damage after that. I mean, there's nothing else I really could have done besides hope for a yellow early on and try to get the damage fixed, but have enough laps to drive back to the field and try to win. So,
yeah,
setup was good. I just made a mistake.
Well, Ethan, you say you got to drive smart, but, you also got to be aggressive. And there is such thing, as smart, aggressive. And that's what you were doing. I was watching you pick off some of these guys on the restart, before they're up to full speed. I mean, if that guy in front of you misses that bottom, how important is it? I mean, you can go down there sometimes, get 2-3 guys if you catch that guy fucking up in front of you. I mean, how important is it to be on your shit on those restarts? Because, man, I mean, you were killing them there tonight.
Yeah, restarts are almost everything here, especially later in the race, If you get a bad restart and you're on the top and you get shuffled back and it's around the bottom, you're probably going to lose 4 or 5 positions just because you can't get down. Restarts are really important. You got to be on your restarts here. I'm not. I'd say this is one of my worst tracks on this end. So the go from last to second and same speed as the leader, I'll take it.
Yeah, especially, Hayden, he no joke himself, pretty good at these things. And like you say, man, worst to second. That can only get one better than that. But, man, just wasn't in the cards tonight. But a hell of a run, Ethan. Congratulations on the P2. Who you want to thank, brother?
Yeah, just got to thank everybody over at Free Speed, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Solon's Transportation, Big Time Race Wraps, and everybody else who helps me.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Ethan. Can't wait to talk to you again, man. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Ethan Johnson bringing home P2, and now we're going to talk to the man of the hour here, Hayden Tollison. Hayden, big move on lap number 1, man. You pick off a couple guys on the bottom there through 1 and 2, got caught sleeping, and I mean, you never looked back. I mean, you were picking them off till you got to the front, and you led the way the rest of the way. Now, that being said, what goes through your head, man, when the caution flag flies with like 20 laps to go? You couldn't have been a happy camper.
Yeah, I didn't really want that caution there, but I seen Ethan there in third, and I figured he's probably getting through the pack pretty good, and he got in a second there behind me, and I knew if I could kind of just keep my pace and hit consistent lap times, it'd be hard for him to pass me, and sure enough it was. But no, them first couple laps there, I was just really good on the bottom, and a lot of guys are kind of sliding up off of it. And I was just able to enter on the bottom and just stay off the bottom off that sit, and was able to pick off a couple cars.
Well, I mean, obviously you were working that bottom in the beginning, and, I was worrying for you there a little bit in the closing laps because it seemed like you were leaving the bottom open, but then he would follow you with that slider line. Did the bottom go away that bad at the end that you just, you weren't worried about it? You just needed to protect that top coming off the corner?
Yeah, there was a run we had there. I want to say it was like a 5 lap run, and I was on the bottom and kind of like the bottom middle-ish in 1 and 2, and I felt like it was starting to slow down a little bit, and so I moved to a slider line in 1, and I pulled like a tenth or two on them, and I just stuck to that line ever since, and it was just really good.
Yeah, as soon as he saw you throw that slider line, he, couldn't mimic you that lap. But I mean, I even said monkey see, monkey do. I mean, they all followed you as soon as you did that. It seemed like, man, you figured it out at the right time, and it was enough to hold on for the win. Congratulations, Hayden. This was a big run, man. You won in dominant fashion. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I just got to thank CFME Sports and Drill C Speed Shop, Midwestern Sports, Cranky J not Cranky J Designs, Aces and Eights Designs, Big H Dick, who else? Spartan Transportation, WR Sim Chassis, High Performance C, everybody that helps me out. Hopefully we'll make the spring fling, and you'll better tune in for that.
Yeah, man. I got a couple friends in that thing. Now, damn it, you need to spread the word. They need to ask me to fucking broadcast that thing. I would love to do something like that, but hey, fuck them. But congratulations, Hayden, and good luck, man. I wish you the best.
Thank you. We're gonna try to get one spot better last year.
There we go. Hayden Tollison bringing home the win, and well, I'm all about free speech, and he did come in here. It's maybe not a happy camper, but what's going on, Turner?
Well, just wanted to, just want to get my side of that because I think that was some bullshit, frankly. That's Dylan Gibbs for you, respectfully, and it's just beating a dead horse, like JD said last night. Whenever you talk about Dylan Gibbs, because that's just what he does. You ask anyone about him, that's what he does. But you know what? It's okay. We'll be back next week, and we'll come back better than ever. Port Royals next week, and I think we'll be pretty good there. But yeah, I don't really know what to say. Dude never showed his nose to me. Something happens like that, and just pretty stupid. But while I'm up here, I'm gonna go ahead and thank the sponsors since I didn't get to tonight since my run got cut short. Warrior Race Cars, Dyer Trucking, Jim Sands Roofing, Shocks by Fatback, American Men Designs, Pittlers Entertainment, Speed Ranch, Knuckles Performance, American Man Designs. Yeah, that's about all I can think of. But yeah, what you should have done, honestly, is you should have went into his in-car camera, like onboard, and ran it at full speed, because a race car will eventually get tight, and you have to get on the brakes to be able to make the corner. All he did was just gas up across the center.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could see it there on the overhead. I said, yeah, you could see him. You could see him pinch the brakes, and then you gas it up. I mean, like you say, you're the one who had to pay for it. I said it live. Not the smartest move, and that's one where you probably expect something back. But hey, man, at the end of the day, I do applaud you for the way you came to the stop on the track, because I could tell you there are a lot of other people who would lose their cool and just pull down and kind of take out the rest of the field. So that's a pretty cool thing you did there, even though you kind of got your night fucked.
there's been some dumb shit like that happen to me. I've been leading big races like this before. Not really like this, but just bigger money races that I've had or league races, and someone just pulled down the racetrack and done some stupid shit, and I didn't want to do that to somebody else. So, but yeah, we'll catch you all next week. Hope I'm be up here and not DQ'd. He got DQ'd because I kind of hit him under yellow, but he didn't even have any damage, so it's all right. Not mad at Carden at all. He just, that's his rules.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. But good luck there on the racetrack next week, Turner.
Yes,
we'll be
sir.
rooting for you.
Thank you.
There you go. You got to get his side of that in. And definitely, I can see you got, contact there. We just watched it under the caution. You got to kick the guy for that. Can't allow it sometimes and, let other people get away with it. So that's what you got to do. But hopefully we get the scores settled out here on the racetrack. And, well, it doesn't fuck any of the leaders here next week. But that's going to wrap it up here. I'm Zach Chapman with ShaggyTV saying so long. You hit that like button. You hit that subscribe button. And you have a good evening. Take it easy.